Hi guys, I'm Tessa from the Jackson Hole Children's Museum and I'm one of the teachers here. We miss you guys so much here and we hope that you're staying healthy and active at home. But we wanted to bring some of our activities to you. So today we will be doing Crafty Kids and a step-by-step video guide of how to do it. We are making paper mache bowls. So today we will work on crafting and constructing the bowl. It takes 24 hours to dry, so then tomorrow you will get to decorate and paint it. So to start, we will need our materials, and we got a bunch here. We have newspaper cut into strips. If you don't have newspaper, construction paper or paper bags will work too. You also want a large mixing bowl, a bowl that you want to construct your paper mache bowl with. So I use plastic bowls, you can use other bowls too. We have scissors, a measuring cup for 1 cup, tape. Masking tape works the best, but you can also use Scotch tape if you don't have masking tape. I put at least 2 or 3 cups of water for the mixing because we don't really know how much we need. We just need to make the consistency for the paper mache right, and we'll go over that later. You need flour, 1 cup per each bowl you make, a little bit of salt, and this prevents molding of the newspaper. Mod Podge, if you have it. If you don't have Mod Podge, and this is a later step, you need 1/3 cup glue mixed with 1 cup water. And then finally we have some paint brushes. I would grab a couple, and plastic wrap. All right, so to start your bowl, you are gonna get your flour, and get your mixing bowl, and a paintbrush, and your water. So, it's kind of a big bowl, gotta get in there. You wanna measure out 1 cup of flour. Doesn't have to be perfect, but about 1 cup. Put it in your bowl. And then we are going to slowly add our water. So you kind of want it the consistency of pancake batter. So I'm just gonna do a little at a time and then mix it, and then if we need more, we'll add more. So we'll see how that is. And you don't want it super lumpy, so it looks like I'm gonna need a bunch more. And if you end up using too much water too, you can just add more flour. It's not a perfect science. And this is art too, so we're having fun. Oh, I forgot to say, you will probably need, it's not too late now, but I would grab a drop cloth, or if you have a plastic wrap, also if you have a plastic lid, just something so that your art space doesn't get completely messy. So if you want to go pause the video and run and do that now, you can. But I'm going to keep on mixing. And this looks pretty good. And just make sure that all the clumps are kind of out. And you don't have to use a paintbrush for this. You can use a spoon if you want. All right, now we have our paper mache batter. We are going to get our newspaper. So if you haven't cut strips already, you can just kind of get a full sheet of newspaper and do about 1 inch or 1.5 inches. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect or exactly that, but you just want to cut long strips and go all the way down. And I would do this too with about maybe 6 sheets of newspaper. All right, I'm gonna stop there because I already have some made, but you guys can keep on going if you don't have them yet. You can keep them long like this, but personally, I like to cut them in half. And an adult needs to help you with this. That's definitely okay too. Just because it's a little easier to work with. So I'm gonna get my strips of newspaper. Let's see here. A bunch made already. Then we have our batter, we can set it aside right here. This is the bowl that I'm going to make my paper mache bowl with. So this is probably the trickiest part of making the bowl. And if you have 2 people, it definitely helps to have 2. You are going to get your plastic wrap. And I am going to cut it off because I have this big thing, but you guys might have the little slider thing that makes it a little easier. 2 people at a time. If one wants to hold it while the other one cuts, that's great. Just make sure, because this is a little tricky, you kind of gotta spread it out. I'm gonna set it down so I don't tangle it up more. Then you can flip your bowl over like this and put your plastic wrap, kind of stretch it out, smooth it down around the sides. Again, this might take 2 people, that's okay. I'm gonna, see, it's even tricky for me. So if you don't get it the first try, that's all right. And you're gonna put it in the bowl, kind of tuck it all the way around. And this is where my tape comes in. So you can grab your masking tape. And if you want to pause the video and then make some strips and tape this in, you can do that. But I'm just gonna kind of, and it doesn't have to look perfect, just tape it. All right, so now you have, we're on day 2, a dry bowl that's upside down. It's been drying for 24 hours. What I forgot to say was that I left out the salt. That's not a big deal if you guys did. You can, that's totally fine. The salt was just to prevent any potential molding, but we're gonna be sealing it with Mache too, which will help. So if you forgot to add in the salt, you don't need an exact measurement of salt. You can, if you're still working on it, you can go back in and add a little. It's just kind of adding 1 or 2 teaspoons of it. All right, so our dry bowl, once it is dry, you will flip it over. And I already kind of took mine out a little, but you want to be very careful when you take out your bowl because it's newspaper and it's delicate. So if you need an adult to help you, you can, but you just kind of want to go around the edges with your finger, or you can use maybe a plastic knife or a spoon, and then you are going to pop out your bowl. And this is where the saran wrap came in really handy. So now you have your bowl, and it's time to paint. So if you want to, you can, and this is the bottom of it. And remember, it's not gonna be perfectly smooth, that's okay. If you want to trim your edges, you can do that now. So if you wanted to trim up kind of these little parts, I kind of like it, but it's kind of overflowing over, so I'm gonna leave it like that. But now it is time to paint, and we can experiment with color mixing. So here I have acrylic paint, and I just have the primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue, so we can make lots of different colors. If you don't have acrylic paint, it's okay if you use tempera or other washable forms of paint, that's totally fine. This is more about the process and having fun too. So I'm gonna put out just a little of each color. Make sure too that you have a rag that you don't really care about that you can wipe off your brush, water, and a paintbrush. So I'm gonna add, if I can get this guy out, a little of each. There it goes. And some red. All right, and you guys probably know, but what do you think red and blue are gonna make? Let's find out. It's kind of like a dark purple. And I just kind of painted my bowl with different colors, primary colors, mixing it. If you wanna do a pattern, or anything else like that, you can. This is my tip though. I am going to recommend that you paint the inside of the bowl first and then the outside. And I would start from the bottom. Remember, you can hold this in your hand, that's how I'm doing it, but these bowls are delicate, so try not to jam your brush in too hard, just lightly paint around. Add some red. Pink kind of. All right, now I'm gonna wipe off my brush. So remember, you can put in your water, and then so your brush is clean, make sure you brush it off. And then I'm gonna flip it over. And you can just paint it like this. So then paint the outside of your bowl. Maybe I'll mix some blue and green, or blue and yellow, sorry, it's gonna make green. And just keep on going until you're all done and satisfied with how your bowl looks. So I'm gonna put this aside. I already have my dry bowl I made earlier here. This is the final step. I know it's been a little while, so thanks for hanging in there. But we are going to, if I can open this, gotta use my muscles. Use some Mod Podge. And if you don't have Mod Podge, you probably have Elmer's glue. Just mix a 1/3 cup of Elmer's glue with a cup of water and mix it really well, and then you can use that as your Mod Podge. So I'll just pour a little in a bowl, get my paintbrush. And remember, let's do the same that we did with our paint. Let's make sure that there's no crust in here, and just kind of lightly brush over your dry paint. And remember, this will, when it dries, it's gonna have a clearer finish. Right now, it looks pretty much just like glue that I'm painting on. But when it dries, that will go away for the most part. And this kind of just seals it and protects your bowl. All right, and keep on going until you're done. Remember, start on the bottom, go up to the outside, flip it over, and start on the top, go around the outside, and then let it dry, I would say, for another couple hours, and you'll have your bowl. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this helped and you guys had fun. All right, bye.